Saves Lives here in Austin at the Bad Cop show and FEA. And when I pulled up into the parking lot, there's this big trailer, like a Winnebago or like a whatever, and it says on the side, "Punk rock saves lives," right? And I was with a friend of mine and we were like, hell yeah, it does. And not even knowing what you were about, right? And then we got inside and you guys had this huge booth with tons of resources. And everybody was just so welcoming and like, come see what we have. And I think the thing that struck me, I was like, oh my God, they have tampons. Like you were just like, if you need a tampon, here's a tampon. Like they should be free anyway. And here you are providing them to anyone who needed one because that's like the worst, to be at a show and then need a tampon, right?
And that's really why we started doing it, because I have been there and so many people are there. So why not just have them?
Yeah. And then you had Narcan. It just seemed to be so all out in the open and sort of normalizing not just needing help, but getting it across all the platforms, physical, emotional, because you show up at these punk rock shows or these punk rock festivals and you just provide these services and you're there, you're a 501c3 and you just provide these things to anyone who needs them. What do you find that people approach you needing the most?
It's kind of crazy. It's definitely changed. And I've noticed lately mental health has been a big thing.
Yeah.
This past summer and fall, we were on tour with Bowling for Soup. And Jarrett Reddick he's on our board of directors now, big supporter. And he's known as being funny, right? When you think Bowling for Soup, you think
Totally.
funnier songs, you think funny guys. And a while ago, he realized he needed help and he talks about his depression and he talks about going to therapy. So mental health is really big for him as a person. And he would get up on stage every night and tell everyone that we were there, not only doing a lot of the things that we do, but also there if you're having a bad day, you need to talk. I had a lot of people come up to me and talk about their mental health or talking about they were having a bad day or that they've had suicidal thoughts, and just to get it out there in the open, because a lot of people don't like to burden their people in their lives anymore. You feel like when you're struggling with mental health, you're constantly talking about it. And that's a big thing, is where it's not being a burden, being a person, having feelings, going through emotions. That's how life is. So a lot of what people come up for us for is just to talk. And then we have a series of partnerships and different resources that we can give, that we have online, that people can email us. We have a partnership with BetterHelp, which gives people 4 free therapy sessions, which I think is a great, if you've never done therapy, it's a great gateway, I know after the pandemic, it became a big thing because people realized our mental health actually matters.
Going through pandemic, it challenged everyone's mental health. And
Yeah.
I think really brought out problems, or brought to light, or brought to the surface problems that we maybe had been either medicating or ignoring or suppressing, or a combination of those things, and then being stuck inside for 2 years. That'll put you in touch with the deeper issues for sure.
Yes. So I see people wanting to get help. I see people talking about wanting to get help. I do know some people want it to work right away. We are instant gratification people in this world, where we have access to everything. So we expect day one of therapy, I'm cured.
Yeah.
And it's not. I actually just had a talk with one of my girlfriends. We both started therapy at the same time with different therapists. And she asked me, she was like, how do you say, see, I don't think it's working for me anymore? And I'm like, it's okay. I like to think of therapy as like dating. And if you're not getting what you need out of that relationship, get out. It's just so nice and so amazing that there are people out there that can just validate that it's okay to feel that way. Because how often and we do it as a society, as everyone, and it's not the best way to go when you're like, well, just don't feel that way.
Well, stop it. Stop feeling that way.
Stop doing that. You're better than that. You're fine. I'm not.
Guess what? I'm not.
So I think that's our biggest thing at our booths, is that people want the tool. They want to know first steps. They want to know how to get help. We have an online Facebook community that's all people just getting out their mental health. And it's just a supportive group. I think it's about 3,000 people right now, but someone
Wow.
posts like, I'm having a PTSD attack, or I'm having this problem with my medications, and there's people automatically responding going, I've been there, this is what I did, or
Oh,
you're not alone, you're here. Like, it's just nice to know you're not alone and you have support, and then get actual tools. It's like a nice way to make it work for our mental health.
It's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. Gotta keep fighting through this hope.